Support comes from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Hey, Bashi.
Yes, Sufi.
You know what? At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, they believe enjoying the fun and taste of the tropics is a little getaway you need every day. And that's great because nobody has time every day to go to the tropics.
No, that'd be way too much.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe brings the goodness with made-to-order smoothies and food and more good vibes with add-ins. Pashi, as I say the add-ins, say if you like them or not. Almonds.
Yes.
Spinach.
Love.
Kale.
Oh, yeah.
Chia seeds.
Oh, what do you think?
Ginger.
You know me.
Or supplements like Fat Burner or Energizer. Bowls and made-to-order wraps all made with better-for-you ingredients and full of tropic vibes. Every sip and bite feels like a wellness retreat for your taste buds. For your taste... Wait, I think I said taste buds. Taste buds.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
And big news for smoothie lovers out there. Tropic Fan Fest is back from November 3rd to November 9th at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. That means free smoothie with a bowl or food purchase for Tropic Rewards members every day, all week long.
Yeah, so to redeem, just simply order an app online or in cafe during November 3rd through the 9th. Pair your favorite smoothie with a bowl or food item and boom, free smoothie. From the fan favorite Bahama Mama smoothie to the acai bowl with Nutella, topped with fresh fruit, and even the crave-worthy Caribbean jerk chicken wrap, packed with bold flavors. Tropical Smoothie Cafe has something for everyone. Do you say Caribbean or Caribbean?
It depends.
Oh, really? On what?
Yeah, if I'm singing a Billy Ocean song, I say Caribbean. Otherwise, I probably say Caribbean.
And do you say taste buds or taste butts?
I'm usually a buds guy.
Well, guess what? Tropical Smoothie Cafe is good for your taste buds and your taste buds. And have one with your taste buds. Those are your friends that also like things that taste good. Just download the app, sign up for Tropic Rewards, and start sipping. Visit tropicalsmoothiecafe.com to find a cafe near you. Terms and conditions, as they always do, apply. Here we go. Hey, Bashi.
Hey, Sufi.
How are you?
I'm very good.
I'm glad to hear it. I was on the road this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I did a show in Miami of Ohio, and I did a show in Columbus. And the nice thing about, it's rare for me to do shows on a weekend where it's kind of easy to drive. So I rented a car and drove around Ohio.
You didn't drive from New York?
No. Sorry. I flew to Columbus, and then I drove 2 hours, did a show in Miami of Ohio. Then after that, I drove to Cincinnati so I could have a breakfast in Cincinnati with an old college friend.
Oh, nice.
Then I drove from Cincinnati to Columbus, and then after the show in Columbus, I had dinner with our friends Doug and Claire and a couple of their kids.
Yeah.
It was a really fun weekend.
Yeah.
And then I flew home early because I'm a good dad. Flew home super early on Sunday morning. And Alexi was on a trip with her sister. She went to Paris, so the boys and Addie had been with my in-laws and my brother-in-law. And I landed, and Tom, my father-in-law, texted me and said, what time do you get home? And I said, I'm going to be home at 11 a.m. And he said, I was going to take the boys to Coney Island, but you probably want to see them. Now, I love my boys, Pashi, but I was like, get them out of the house. And it was a dream come true. Now, I came home and I spent the whole day with Addie, so it wasn't like I was. But the boys went to Coney Island with their grandpa and just had a killer time.
Yeah, I've only seen Coney Island once. I rode my bike out there back in the days. I was living in New York, working on something, and it looks great. I mean, it looks like it's so much fun, and it looks like very much like we used to always go to. We had an uncle who still lives in Salem, Massachusetts, and there's like a little local sort of carnival-y kind of vibe with, an arcade and some taffy called the Salem Willows. Yeah. And Coney Island looks like the Salem Willows just times, I don't know, 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, actual, roller coasters, rides.
Yeah.
Axel did not get on a ride because he was too short.
Oh.
And then again, we've talked about how they're not reliable narrators. But then according to him and Ash, he then went and found some hay, and he put hay in his shoes and then was tall enough to go on the ride. I asked if they rode the Cyclone, and it turned out they hadn't because on the hour-long subway ride out to Coney Island, their grandpa told them that 7 people had died on the Cyclone over the years and exactly how each one had died. He's like, one of them stood up too soon and his head came off.
Oh my gosh.
So they didn't do that.
Oh, Tom.
But they had Nathan's hot dogs. And unfortunately, Axel lost a hat he loved.
Was it that Mario Brothers hat?
No, not that one.
Oh.
Sadly, that's still on the premises. The other thing, which I know I shared a picture with you, I did this event for Topps basketball cards.
Oh, yeah.
And this was last Thursday, and it was at the NBA store in New York. And I went and I brought the boys, and Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart, 3 of the New York Knicks were there. And they signed Axel's Knicks hat, and he immediately lost it at Coney Island. Now, I'm going to work overtime to get another one. Yeah. But I will say, you and I grew up Celtics fans. I'm still a Celtics fan. Now, I have a real flexibility. If the boys want to be Knicks fans, I kind of celebrate that.
You've mentioned this, yeah.
And it is, they are just, all it took was them. They were all 3 of those guys were so nice, but man, Karl Anthony Towns, just a prince when it comes to like being nice to kids and stuff. So,
it was
pretty awesome.
Little announcement here. I was on a trip. I went out to the desert a couple weeks ago because I was shooting a video podcast.
Oh, right.
I've taken over hosting duties for California Now, which is a podcast put on by Visit California, which is the Board of Tourism for California. So I'm becoming the voice of California tourism. And we've started rolling the episodes out. We only have like one every 3 weeks, but our first one has dropped. It's about California myths, legends, and lore. And we talk to a guy in Northern California about Mount Shasta, how there's potentially an ancient race of people that live inside the mountain. Talk to him about Bigfoot, which is sort of more Bigfoot sightings up in Northern California. Then talk to this guy out in the Mojave Desert who had some stories about alien encounters, and Yucca Man, who is sort of the desert's answer to Bigfoot. And it's been really fun to do. And we've got this episode that we just shot on Route 66, which is turning 100 next year. So to celebrate the centennial, we went out and looked at some classic, quirky, quintessential Route 66 destinations. And it's been really fun.
That's fantastic. And is that available wherever you get your podcasts?
That's available wherever you get your podcasts. And we're doing 3 of them actually on the road, and those will be worth watching on YouTube. But if you're interested, if you're coming to California, if you're thinking about coming to California, if you live in California and you're looking to sort of uncover some places that you haven't been to yet, that's your spot.
If you meet Bigfoot, will you get him to do this podcast?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hope he's got a family, and I hope he's taking trips.
Yeah.
That's,
He seems like a guy who would like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. I think he'd really like it. I think he appreciates nature.
Very excited about today's guest, Ke Huy Quan. This is someone who has had just a fantastic sort of two at this point, like 2 major act career.
Yeah.
And is just a fantastic person. I've been looking up to
Seems like a nice person.
Seems like a nice person.
On a limb.
Yeah, a nice person who appreciates how crazy this business can be and how to appreciate it when it's going your way. So, hope you enjoy the conversation, and we will let you listen to it now.
Family trips with the Meyers brothers. Family trips with the Meyers brothers. Here we go.
Ke!
Yo, what's going on, bro?
How are you?
So exciting.
So exciting. I'm a big fan, Seth. As you know, we met one time. I don't know if you remember.
I do remember. We were at the New York Film Circle Awards.
Very good. Yes, very good. That's right. Hi, Josh.
Hi, how are you?
Good,
Josh
good.
and I have been friends with Jordan Peele forever. And I remember you made a joke that night about the fact that he had worked with Keegan-Michael Key and Keke Palmer, and you were very upset that he had yet to work with you.
I love him so much. It wasn't my joke. He came over to our table, and we just started chatting And he said something, and then it just made me thought of that. And then when I went up on the stage, I just wanted to laugh because you guys are so good at what you do. And yeah, that was a memorable night for me. I remember meeting
amazing.
you, Colbert, Jordan Peele, and a lot of wonderful people. Kate Blanchett, I met her there.
It was a great night. It was
yeah.
a special year, obviously, and I think all of us were so genuinely happy to like be reintroduced to you on screen and to have it be that film, and then to watch everybody. Obviously, there was no shortage of awards for your incredible work on that film.
By the way, I got to say, I listened to the episode with Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. I love listening to him. I can listen to him all day, but he has this beautiful man voice for podcasts, and I have the exact opposite.
Well, he did intimidate me, and in our end of those, we do a sort of speed round of questions at the end, and I said he could only say one thing, and he said two, and I just gave it to him without even a batting an eyelash because
he's
so
very
tough.
smooth. He's very smooth.
Yeah, smooth, and also you always feel like he could just sort of punch you in the face.
Yep. And you guys, of course, and I will say, I believe I said it to him as well, which is, obviously you guys worked together in Goonies, which is a movie that holds up so well, and it was so thrilling to show it to my kids.
He said something that was very relatable to me. He said, for many, many years when he goes out, all people want to talk to him about was the Goonies.
Yeah.
And that was what it was like for me for 40 years. And yeah, we're very blessed, very grateful to be part of that movie. But then, as you get older, you keep thinking, wait, is that it? Is that the only thing that I do that people are going to care about?
I just had Jason Bateman on my show, and I was busting him because he has a beard in that new show he does with Jude Law. And so I showed a picture of Teen Wolf 2, which he was in, and he said very much, he goes, the nice thing about that is I can laugh about it because it wasn't the last movie I was in. And he's like, I like talking about Teen Wolf 2, he goes, because of course there was a period of time where, same thing.
Yeah.
And you just go, oh, I mean, obviously I love the experience, but is this going to be what people talk to me about? And, by the way, I would feel that way if, when people are always like, oh, I loved you on SNL, what are you up to now? I'm like, oh no. They don't know that I have a show.
Yeah, no, it's one of those. I guess as an actor, you just have to be really patient.
Yeah,
and stick to it. And one day, hopefully, an opportunity will come along and it will change everything for you again. And that's what the Daniels, Dan Kwan and Daniel Shiner, did for me with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I was sort of late to the game seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once in theaters, but I knew I wanted to see it in theaters, and I saw it. I forget even what it's called now, but the one at Laurel Canyon and Sunset. But I saw it there in a small theater, and God, I loved it so much. And then my wife hadn't seen it, and her mother hadn't seen it, and her mom was coming to visit, and I was like, this is a perfect movie for them. It has so much like mother-daughter connection stuff in it. I was like, this is great that neither one of them has seen it. I know how good it is. It was before it sort of won all the awards, and we put it on at home, and my mother-in-law is looking at her phone, and about 40 minutes in, she puts her phone down and says, all right, what's going on in this movie? And I was like, how dare you? And then, I'm not kidding, the credits were rolling, and the two of them got in a fight about something. And I was like, this is absolutely not what I wanted to happen.
No, it really speaks to going to a movie theater.
Yeah.
So, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. And the whole time we were filming it, I mean, we were having such a good time, and she knew what she was doing. She's a pro. And it wasn't until when we screened the movie at South by Southwest, and we were all standing in the backstage waiting to be introduced out to the audience, after the credits rolled. And she came up to the Daniels and she said, oh, now I know what we made. Now I know what the movie is about.
It makes sense. I mean, obviously it's an incredible script, but it's so visual. It would be hard to absolutely understand what it was going to look like until you saw it.
Yeah, it was an incredible journey.
So this is speaking of incredible journeys. Like you have one of those family trips that is out of necessity more than out of sort of leisure or relaxation. So you, your entire family, you were born in Vietnam,
Yes.
and you're how old when you're? This is after the war. You're 4 years old when your family leaves.
No, I was 7.
Okay, 7.
We made multiple attempts
Gotcha.
to leave. The first attempt, I was 7 years old. I didn't know what was going on. My parents didn't tell me that we would be leaving and not come back. And that first attempt, we got caught, and I ended up spending, time in jail with my father.
Just the two of you, or other siblings as well?
No, they put you separately.
Okay.
The first attempt, because I have such a big family, so you couldn't. There's 11 of us. My parents had 9 kids. I have 9 kids, so we couldn't all try to escape at the same time. That would be just way too much people. Would draw too much attention.
Of course.
So we split up. So the first attempt was just my dad, my older brother, and I. And we barely made it to the boat when we got caught. And then they threw us in jail, and I was there for 3 weeks the first time.
Oh my gosh.
And then we went home.
Where are you on the 9 siblings? Where do you land?
I'm 7th.
Okay, gotcha.
So my parents have 6 daughters and 3 sons. I guess they kept chasing for this is Chinese culture for you. The first 2 kids they have, it was my 2 sisters, so daughters. They had a son on their 3rd child. And then they feel that, let's have another son. So they try again. And then with the 4th, 5th, and 6th was also daughters. And then by the time I came rolling out, 7, then they go, well, now it's like 2 to 5. Let's have another son. And then finally, after the 9th child, which is my little brother, Dave, who I love him to death, that's when they stopped.
Okay,
Gotcha.
wow.
Yeah.
And so your parents, though, both Chinese. Is that correct as well?
Yes, Chinese.
Okay, gotcha. So you let me, and if I can just ask on the detail here. So you said you got caught before you went to the boat. Like, what would the destination of the boat had been then?
It was, I don't know all the little details, but it was, it was one of those times where you escape in the middle of the night.
Right.
Trying not to let your neighbors know, trying not to draw too much of attention. And then there would be a car that takes you to the beach to where the boat is. And it's just, a tiny little boat that you're hoping to just get out. That was just the goal, was just to get out. And not really quite sure where you're going to end up. So the first attempt, we got caught. I came home to... with half of my family missing, because at the same time, my mom took my little brother, my little sister, and one of my older sister, and they made their own attempt to escape, and they succeeded and ended up going to Malaysia.
Wow. So by that time, first of all, you spent 3 weeks in jail as a 7-year-old?
Yeah, it's a 7-year-old. Yeah.
Do you have vivid memories of what that was like? When I think about my son, who's currently 7, I can't even comprehend the idea.
I have images.
Yeah.
Were you with your father physically, or was he in a different sort of cell?
I was with my father physically in one cell. My brother was in a different cell.
Okay.
And yeah, I have images of him. I remember feeling like, what are we doing here? Because as a kid, all you want to do is just run around, just roam free, just have the freedom to go anywhere you want. But that's not something you're able to do when you're behind bars. So I we were there for 3 weeks. I came home, half of my family's missing, and then my dad tried again. This time with the rest of the family.
Wow.
My dad and 6 of us. So the 7 of us, we tried again, and we got caught again. And this time, we ended up staying in the cell way longer, for 3 months.
Unbelievable.
And by then it was just horrendous. I think that experience was so traumatic. I think I blocked most of it out.
Yeah.
And and honestly, like between our families, we rarely talk about that because I think everybody went through their own trauma. But once in a while, we'll sit down and share just some of those stories. Just very, very little bit snippets of it.
So that time there were also, was there anyone younger than you in the 3 month stint that was with you, or
No. I was the youngest because my
everyone younger
brother
was with your mom?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And did you know that your mother had made it to Malaysia specifically? Were there letters, or was it, were there phone calls, or?
By the second attempt, we did.
Okay.
We received the news that she was safe in Malaysia, and just waiting to be immigrated to another country.
Yeah.
So
What a
that was the
relief to
news
get
that we
news.
got.
Yeah.
But I think because of that news, it gave my father even more courage
Right.
to go, wow, now we really need to succeed in getting out. And honestly, back then it was such a different time. Of course, now Vietnam is a wonderful place. People visit there all the time. But this was just right after the war. And there was a lot of the Chinese population who were living in Saigon at that time. It's called Ho Chi Minh City.
Right.
But a lot of the Chinese community were being targeted. And that was the reason why my parents decided to leave, and were thinking, they want a better future for their children.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors. Support for family trips comes from Airbnb. Hey, Abaji.
Hey, Suvi.
Pashi and I, we're about to go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for a football game. We're bringing my boys, and it was so great to be able to find a property that had enough rooms for all of us.
I love staying in a house or an apartment. I like going somewhere I don't live and feeling like I am at home when I get back to where I'm going to sleep that night or spend an afternoon. I like having a living room. I like a couch. I like a television. Those are things that you can't always get at other places.
With the other options. Yeah. And also, staying at a property you book on Airbnb is wonderful, but hosting your home on Airbnb, also wonderful, because you are giving people a place to stay while also making a little bit of extra income that you can put towards your upcoming trip. Your home could be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host. Support comes from Huel. Hey, Bashi.
Hey, Sufi.
Look, you and I, we're busy guys. We got a podcast, and sometimes we'll skip a meal.
Yeah, I don't ever feel good for skipping a meal, though.
Well, the nice thing is Huel, which has just launched into Target stores nationwide this month, has a lot of stuff that is going to help you fill that time between meals.
Yeah. They got a meal in a bottle because they've launched their Black Edition ready to drink and their Daily Greens ready to drink. This is a good way to get all you need to sort of give you the energy to get through the day and maybe be able to, skip a meal, but get everything you were going to get from that meal on the go.
Here's some of the things you're going to get, Posh. 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, no artificial sweeteners, gluten-free, ready to go, and under $5 per meal.
And then they've got these Daily Greens ready to drink cans, which are delicious. They've got a blueberry, an apple, a peach.
I'm very excited about that because sometimes when you hear a Daily Green, you're like, well, then is the flavor green? Not with these.
Yeah, no, it's not. But you get everything in these delicious cans, and little sparkle to your day, both in the can and in the taste.
Also, these have been developed by a weird guy in the back of his van. Wait, I read that wrong. Developed by registered nutritionists and dietitians. Oh my God, that's way better. 42 vitamins, minerals, and superfoods, only 25 calories, 4 grams of fiber, only 1 gram of sugar.
If you're on the go, if you don't have time, Huel is going to be there for you.
Huel makes healthy eating simple. They also just launched into Target stores nationwide. Try both products today with 50% off your purchase for new customers with our exclusive code TRIPS at www.huel.com/trips. Use our code and fill out the post checkout survey to help support the show.
Here we go.
when you eventually, when your father and the six of you got out, was that also a successful escape, or was it a little bit more official when you finally made it?
By the third time, it was. By the third time, it wasn't. We weren't hiding anymore.
Got it.
It was in the wide open. We paid, and we were on a boat with over 3,000 people crammed into this cargo boat headed for Hong Kong. And when we got there, they freaked out. They didn't. I mean, they've accepted refugees before, but it was just like maybe 1 or 2 or 5 or 10. But here we are. I think a total it was like 3,300 people on a boat called the Huy Quan. And they said, please go, please go to somewhere else. We have no space for you. And what was really incredible is at that time, UNHCR really got involved with the Hong Kong government and tried to work out a plan for them to accept us, and then also to get us out of there. I think this was 2 years ago. I went to UNHCR in Geneva's headquarters, and I was invited to look at some of the archives.
Wow!
And we're just browsing through the archives, and just reading some of the faxes that were going back and forth between the Hong Kong government and UNHCR was really emotional. And I found my family's name in those archives.
What's the organization that the Hong Kong government was communicating with? Who? The something CR?
Yeah, UNHCR.
Okay.
I found our family's name in those archives, and I remember just staring at it for a long time, just like those memories, like just letting it sink in and kind of went back and visit some of those memories. It was incredible. It was very emotional for me too.
So when did the whole family reunite, and where?
Los Angeles.
Wow.
In 1979, after a year in a refugee camp.
So how many years had it been? How long had it been since you'd seen your mother and the siblings she was with?
Almost 2 years.
Wow.
Almost 2 years. Separated 2 years, and my little brother was my best friend.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen him this entire time, and my mom too. So when we finally got all the paperwork and were given, this a permission to come to this country, we were ecstatic. And so we got to Hong Kong on a boat, and then all of us got on a plane for the first time, and we came here.
Where was the reunion with your mother and your other siblings?
The reunion was, they picked us up at the airport, and it was just surreal to see the whole family again. And then we all went back home. My mom cooked for 11 of us, and as always, there was a lot of food. Because there was a lot of adolescents, a lot of teenagers, and we our family loves to eat. We love food, and I remember that first night well. And what was really interesting is that we didn't have a car back then. We just lived in Chinatown, and we didn't need to go anywhere else. Our life existed only in that 1 mile radius. Everywhere we needed was, my school was just right down the hill, the supermarket, the restaurants, the doctor office, all of that was just within 1 mile radius. And I never had a reason to leave there. And what is really so interesting was it was only just 4 years later, it was the movies that took me out of Chinatown.
Right. That's unbelievable. So you, and that first night, how long did it take to sort of fall back in with the siblings and your mom? Was it immediate that it felt normal, or especially your brother, who was your best friend? Did you guys immediately reconnect, or did it take a little bit of time?
I don't remember taking a very long time, but I'm sure that first night was a little awkward because we haven't been together in a
can't even
long time.
imagine.
And then also, I mean, this was at a time where all of us has went through this, this incredible experience. And not only us, the people, our neighbors, they were all very similar, they all had similar journeys. But we as a family were very, very close. When I was young, I never had friends. I didn't need to have friends because my family, my family was my friends. So we were a very, very tight and close family.
What did your parents do when they first got to the States?
They went to work right away. My mom was working for a jewelry store
Okay.
as a salesperson. And my dad, when he was in Vietnam, he was the owner of a plastic bags factory. He owned, he manufactures plastic bags. So when he got here, of course, we didn't have any money, so he couldn't have his own store. So he started working for other people.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What an incredible thing. That's just the level of parenting required to just take care of 9 children through something like that. It is really,
but also
really
because there's a big age gap between my oldest sister and my youngest brother. And as they were growing up, they were at that age where they could take care of us too.
Right. Yeah.
So they were kind of stepping in for my mom when my mom left. When I was in Vietnam without my brother, without my mom. So my older siblings kind of acted as the matriarch for me.
I also imagine that the community was probably so tight knit that there was always people sort of looking out for you in Chinatown. Or maybe that's not the case. Do people sort of stay in their own family units, or is it like everyone here has gone?
No, it was a really friendly, neighborhood. There were only a few places that at that time, that group of people who escaped Vietnam, there were only a few places that they immigrated to. Some went to Paris, some went to London. A lot of them came to Los Angeles and ended up in Orange County, California. So in our neighborhood, there were a lot of people who my parents actually knew back in Vietnam.
Wow. Did you, were you guys, would you say as kids you were well behaved and like respected your parents?
Oh yeah, yes. My parents were very strict, very strict. I mean, there was, my dad was very stern.
Yeah.
But also very lovable. But he's not the kind of person that will give you a hug and tell you I love you. He'll show that by taking you out for a meal or just sharing a fruit with you that he was eating. That was his way of showing affection. We never got the I love you. I'm so proud. None of that. But it was mostly, but when we were bad, I mean, we got spanked, we got hit.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine after everything they went through, if you guys were bad, I know I shouldn't say this, Josh. I think you deserved it. Did you ever? You mentioned going to Geneva. Did your family ever, as a group, go back to either China or Vietnam? Were those trips you ever took?
I went back. My mom went back. Some of my siblings did. I went back in 1995 to do a movie there.
In Vietnam.
In Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City, and it was quite surreal, because I was just, our crew were Vietnamese, were local people, and I couldn't stop but think, wow, had we not, successfully, made it out, I had no idea what I would be doing. I might be the boom guy. I might be who knows? I might. Right. I don't even know if I would even be in this business. But it was but it looked very different. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, there is some familiarity at that time. The food, the culture, the people was very similar, except there were a lot of newer buildings. And transportation there were a lot more cars. And back then it was just all scooters.
Yeah.
Did you have any family that had stayed behind? I know that sort of your immediate family, but were there any grandparents or uncles or anyone that had stayed?
Yes, uncles,
Okay.
aunts, my cousins. A lot of them were still there, so I got to say hi. I got to meet them. I didn't remember them. It's been so long.
Yeah.
But it was
And you were
nice to
so
have that
young.
reunion. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And did your parents still have family in China, or had everybody relocated to Vietnam?
My mom's family is in Hong Kong.
Okay, gotcha.
She was born in Hong Kong. So a lot of her siblings, some of them are still alive today. My mom is 88 years old.
Wow.
So that's why I feel that, I'm really happy every time I get to spend another, holiday season with her, which is right around the corner.
Yeah.
I really love that because as I get older, I feel, I feel like, that's what a gift that is to be able to spend more time with her.
And is she still out in California?
Oh, yeah, very vibrant. She's still
that's
laughing, still so full of life. She loves slot machines.
How? I mean, it must have been very special for her to have been around and still with you for the everything everywhere all at once moment.
Yeah, it was really, it was such a great feeling because I know when Temple of Doom first came out
Yeah.
and when it was just playing all over the world, and that, of course, that was a huge movie, she would get calls from her friends, from her family, and says, "Wow, we're so proud of your son." And then nothing happened for 40 years. And then when I won the Oscar and thanked her up on the stage, that very next day, she got all those calls from the same people again. From her family in Hong Kong. So it just, and she was so happy. She called me and says, "Hey, so-and-so just called me. They saw you on the stage. They heard your speech." So that was really great.
That's great. Yeah. People were calling. We're like, "We can't believe this is still your number." Do you ever, as an adult, have you ever traveled with her?
I did. Well, the first big travel was when we were promoting Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay.
So the studio took us everywhere. We went to France, Germany, Australia, all over Asia, Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, everywhere. And I remember we were flying first class. And it was at a time where, we rarely get to fly in a plane. So my mom would get seasick. And it was like, I was so embarrassed at the time. It was like the perfect comedy moment. It's like the minute the plane took off, she was really like not feeling well, but she tried to, hold it in. And then when it was time for them to serve the first meal, and the other passengers were so happy. They wanted to dig in. And it was right when she reached for the vomit bag in the in the seat in front of her and started doing very similar to Chunk in the Goonies.
Oh no! Oh no!
It was and everybody just stared. It was just like, it was horrible. I was so embarrassed. But of course, later, I mean, we traveled so many places. She got used to it.
Was she your chaperone on all those trips? Was it just you and your mom for those?
It was my mom and I and a studio teacher who, she was there to help us and also to help me keep up with my schoolwork.
Right. Yeah. And did you? I know that you said you pretty much, stayed within a 1 mile radius of Chinatown in LA. But would you ever venture out as a family? Would you ever go to the beach, or would you ever go to Disney, or just anywhere? Sort of.
No, we didn't have the means to. We didn't have a car.
Yeah.
There was no reason to get on a bus and go. Go because that was not our priority.
Yeah, sure. I get it.
When you first get here, we were so broke because it did cost a lot of money to get us out. So by the time we did finally get here, my parents were heavily in debt. So they were working their ass off to pay off those debt. And so did my older siblings. So, and then at the same time, they were trying to learn English and try to assimilate into this new life. It was easier for me and my two younger siblings. Because we got to be kids. We didn't have to worry about anything else but just go to school and learn English. But my older siblings, they were working and going to school.
And in a new language. I mean,
yeah. And it was not until, and again, that's why, every time you hear me talk about Indiana Jones, there's always a smile, and I'm always so eager to talk about it because it really did change my life. When that movie came out and that first check came in, it made a big difference in our family. I was able to buy a new house. So that was when we finally moved out of Chinatown. And then I bought our family a car, and that's when we actually got to, go out to other places.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you did your older siblings all sort of stay, and even your younger, are they all still sort of California based? Are you guys all close?
No, the majority of my family is in Houston, Texas now. They all have their own business, and they're doing very well.
How did who was the first person who went to Houston? Because obviously, I would assume one went and they all followed.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. My second sister, because her fiance was living in Houston at that time, and she was madly in love, and went and be with him. Started her own business and became really successful, and then started recruiting one of us, one at a time. In fact, I was recruited many times.
Yeah.
When I was a struggling actor, and my family loves me and they're very supportive of me. They were also very worried about me for a long time.
Of course.
So they made multiple offers, and I even took up one of the offers at one time. I think it was in my early 20s. I think I was 20 or 21. My sister wanted to open a restaurant and asked if I'd be interested to manage it. And I had absolutely nothing to do. All I did was just stare at the phone. I said, come on, when is it going to ring? Pick it up again. Is it broken? It's like, okay, it's not broken. I can hear the dial tone. But then, but that offer was like, it was just one of those moment in your life you go, what the hell am I doing? And I did, and I went up to Houston for about a year. I worked in a restaurant as the manager. I had no idea what nothing about the restaurant business, but they knew who I was.
Right.
They came and they were just really happy that Short Round was serving them dishes. And I guess and it started out really well, but then the business just kind of went downhill from there. And I guess in retrospect, that was a blessing because that was when I moved back to LA. And the whole time when I was there, I just kept thinking, what am I doing? Is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? There was that, of course. That your conscience telling you, this
and it's very loving for a family to offer you a way out. I mean, I think we're all lucky that you were so bad at running a restaurant that went out of business.
Thank you for putting it like that, Seth.
Well, you're like, yeah, something happened. It used to be a really good restaurant, then I showed up and it just went downhill and nobody knows what happened.
I thought I was doing good. I mean, there was I did an interview for a local newspaper. And people coming in and they say, hey, we love you in the movie. And I was really happy. And I said, yeah, if you love me, come more. Come on. I'll be here every day.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors.
This podcast is sponsored by Tavala. Hey, Baji.
Hey, Sufi.
What level of intelligence do you want from your meal delivery service?
I mean, I'd prefer that it's smarter than your average meal delivery service.
Well, Tavala is the one for you, Posh. It's fresh meals and a smart oven that does the cooking for you.
I got an oven, and it's dumb as a bag of rocks.
Yeah, I remember. Because I remember when you did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you made your oven your phone a friend, and it was a disaster.
Yeah.
Tavala makes it so easy. You just scan the meal's QR code, pop it in the oven, and it cooks everything perfectly, steams, bakes, broils automatically, no guesswork needed. You can save up to $300 on the Tavala Smart Oven when you order meals 6+ times by heading to tavala.com/trips using our code TRIPS for a limited time.
Sufi, Tavala's meals are chef-crafted and taste just like homemade meals you'd make yourself, just without all the headache. Plus, all of Tavala's meals are made with real, fresh ingredients.
And here's a great thing as well. This Smart Oven, you might be like, oh yeah, you're smart, all right? But what if it's not a Tavala meal? Well, good news. It's that smart. You can use the oven to scan store-bought groceries like Eggo waffles, Pillsbury cinnamon rolls, and Amy's frozen meals, to name a few.
Because it knows how to cook those things.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So for a limited time, because you're a Trips listener, you can save up to $300 on the Tavala Smart Oven when you order meals 6+ times by heading to tavala.com/trips and use our code TRIPS. That's up to $300 off when you head to tavala.com/trips and use promo code TRIPS. One last time, TOVALA.com, and make sure you use our promo code TRIPS for up to $300 off the Tavala Smart Oven. Remember, with Tavala, dinner is taken care of. Support comes from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Hey, Bashi.
Yes, Sufi.
You know what? At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, they believe enjoying the fun and taste of the tropics is a little getaway you need every day. And that's great because nobody has time every day to go to the tropics.
No, that'd be way too much.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe brings the goodness with made-to-order smoothies and food and more good vibes with add-ins. Pashi, as I say the add-in, say if you like them or not. Almonds.
Yes.
Spinach.
Love.
Kale.
Oh, yeah.
Chia seeds.
Oh, what do you think?
Ginger.
You know me.
Or supplements like Fat Burner or Energizer. Bowls and made-to-order wraps, all made with better-for-you ingredients and full of tropic vibes. Every sip and bite feels like a wellness retreat for your taste buds. For your taste... Wait, I think I said taste buds. Taste buds.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
And big news for smoothie lovers out there. Tropic Fan Fest is back from November 3rd to November 9th at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. That means free smoothie with a bowl or food purchase for Tropic Rewards members every day, all week long.
Yeah, so to redeem, just simply order an app online or in cafe during November 3rd through the 9th. Pair your favorite smoothie with a bowl or food item and boom, free smoothie. From the fan favorite Bahama Mama smoothie to the acai bowl with Nutella topped with fresh fruit and even the crave-worthy Caribbean jerk chicken wrap packed with bold flavors. Tropical Smoothie Cafe has something for everyone. Do you say Caribbean or Caribbean?
It depends.
Oh, really? On what?
Yeah, if I'm singing a Billy Ocean song, I say Caribbean. Otherwise, I probably say Caribbean.
And do you say taste buds or taste butts?
I'm usually a buds guy.
Well, guess what? Tropical Smoothie Cafe is good for your taste buds and your taste buds. And have one with your taste buds. Those are your friends that also like things that taste good. Just download the app, sign up for Tropic Rewards, and start sipping. Visit tropicalsmoothiecafe.com to find a cafe near you. Terms and conditions, as they always do, apply.
Here we go.
Do you guys then, do you take trips down to Houston? Do you get the whole family together?
Yeah. My wife and I would go to Houston every year, at least once a year. Mm-hmm. It's a huge, huge family now. There's like 50, 60 of us.
Wow. Right.
I remember one time when my mom had her 70th birthday, and we practically took up half of the restaurant. There was like more than 60 of us. And she invited some of her friends. There was well over 200 people to celebrate her, her big day. And every year I go, we would just try to get together in someone's house, because, it's almost impossible to fit so many of us. And we would have a good time, but also very quickly there's always someone would get in an argument with someone else.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the odds with that many family members.
Yeah, that's what a big family is.
I think you have to know, like, when you turn 70, if you're lucky enough, right, to have like 50 people that, or blood relations, you have to know, like, this will be better when I'm looking at a picture a year from now than it will be on the actual night. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah. And the best part about having a big family, if you're an actor, is that you can be sure your movie will at least gross a certain amount of money.
Right. But I imagine very hard to get tickets to premieres for that many family members. I imagine you have to say, I can only get X amount of tickets if everyone wants to come.
Oh, Josh, you have no idea. I love all my nieces and nephews. And, they're like in the 20s, 30s,
Yeah.
And first of all, I feel really happy to be in a position to be able to invite them to events where they don't normally get invited, like premieres and, like parties and stuff. But every time I say yes to one, it very
word
quickly
gets out.
becomes 10 or 20. And then I have to go to my team and says, hey, do you think you can go to the studio and ask for 20 tickets? And they would freak out.
Yeah.
For example, for Zootopia, we're having a big premiere in Shanghai, which, it's a city that I love because that's where I met my wife. And my family's flying there. They're all flying there. They want to go to Disneyland. They want to go to the premiere. And I'm just like counting, okay, 1, 2, 3, it's like 17. There was like 17 of them. How am I going to be able to get 17 tickets,
What were you working in Shanghai when you met your wife?
Yes, I was
What
working.
was that? What were you doing there?
I was working for a filmmaker named Wong Kar-wai, and he had an office there that he wanted someone to look after. And he was trying to, we were developing projects to be shot in mainland China. And that's what I was there for. And she was there as well. And we met, and it was pretty much love at first sight.
Had she lived in the States before, or did you have to convince her to come?
No. She never traveled prior to that.
Gotcha.
We dated for 2 years, and then we got married. And at that time, it was not easy for her to get a visa to come here.
Yeah.
So we actually had to wait a year for all the paperwork to be ready. And then I flew back to China, and I came here with her.
That's
Was
fantastic.
it culture shock for her to come here? Was it how did she take to showing up?
It was more of a shock to her how big my family is.
That sounds fair.
You got to understand, it's just she and her mom. That's her family. It's just she and her mom. And now she's married into a family where there's like 60 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's I do not support the fact that you didn't tell her this until she married you and flew over.
I remember we had a little celebration when she came with the family, and the entire night it was just everybody just dragging her, trying to like talk to her separately. It's like, come on, hey, I got the story to tell you about Ke. She was being pulled in different directions, and she handled it with a lot of grace. I love her so much.
I mean, my wife loves me a great deal. Her literal nightmare would have to be listening to 60 different people tell her a story about me.
But it is tricky. Like when you get to those big events, I'm just thinking about my wedding that was just over a year ago, and we had 130 people there, 130 people that I love, but it's hard to really get good time with each and every one of them. Like you can't. But when you get together with 60 people, I imagine those deeper conversations are tougher to come by. But
Chinese weddings are huge.
yeah,
And they're not 100 people. There was like 50 tables, which is like equivalent to 500 to 600 people.
Mm-hmm.
And the big ones get up to like 100 tables. So you have like 1,000 people, and the majority of them you don't even know. They're like friends of your parents or friends of your grandparents, and then you just have to give face to them to invite them, and then they have to show up to give you face. But the majority of the people there, you have no clue. You've never met before. So when my wife and we got married, we didn't want any of that. We just wanted a very intimate wedding.
So you had her mom and 60 of your family members.
Something like that.
It is funny. I remember when Alexi and I were, each of our sets of parents were asking, will you please invite, and giving us a list of people. And at some point I was like, you have to realize, Alexi, we're lucky. Like in a lot of cultures, they don't even ask you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, your parents decide.
Yeah.
Your parents tells you, this is who's coming. And then they give you a long list of people.
Yeah.
And
they're like, you're lucky. 100 years ago, you didn't even get to pick who you married. You should be happy.
That's right. That's right.
We're only doing guest lists now.
Yeah.
Zootopia. So I just want to say real quick because I'm very excited. There's a new one because I have kids, and a well-made kids movie is such a gift. It also must be so nice. Like the amount of movies you've done that have been like physically taxing and like just like long hours and not knowing what it's going to look like. Going into a booth and just knocking out Zootopia. This, you deserved an easy job like this.
Oh, Seth, it was not easy.
Get
It
out
was
of town.
It was quite the opposite, and I'll tell you why.
Great. I'm very excited.
So,
and I apologize for acting like you did not have to work hard on this. I'll take it back.
Okay, so with live action, you show up, you act with your fellow actors, you have a physical set,
Yeah.
right? And then you know what the story is about, and there's a lot of interaction with your fellow actors. And with animation, you show up, as we all know, in a booth by yourself. You say all your lines without getting to hear what the other actor,
Right.
is how they're doing their part. Because as an actor, for me, I play off of my fellow actors. My choices, the choices that I make as an actor, it's dependent on the choices that they make. So that I want to make sure that we're good scene partners. But with animation, it's very different. It's constantly evolving, and I'm very new at this, and I find myself, like to get my voice a certain way, I have to like clench every muscle in my body to get it a certain way to hopefully the audience can feel the emotions I'm feeling. And I would be, every session I go in, I'm like sweating.
Yeah.
And the first couple of sessions, I would be very embarrassed because at the end they would come and give me a hug, and I go, "Oh no, don't hug me! I'm really sweaty." And then I go, "Wait, is this right? Am I doing it right?" And then I started talking, and I met Patton Oswalt, who, as we know, is an incredible actor.
Yeah.
Who did Ratatouille. And I said, "Hey, Patton, is this right? Like I'm sweating. It's like it's hard." He says, "Ke, no, you're doing it the right. It's proper. You're doing it properly. That's
Right.
how it is." It's a lot of fun, and then you get there. And for a movie like Zootopia too, like I'm so grateful to be along for the ride. But it was fun and challenging as well.
It'd also be nice to be at the premiere because I'm assuming that'll be the first you lay eyes on a lot of your castmates.
Yeah, I didn't even know who's in this movie until recently. I saw a press release, and I go, "Wait, Macaulay Culkin is also in this movie? That's great."
You're like, I think I'm going to go see this movie.
Yeah. No, but it's fun. It's such a good movie. It's so clever. Kids will love it, but what I love about these movies is adults can enjoy it too. And you always,
that's the thing.
You always
You have
come
to
out
go.
with and you always come out like feel like you just learned something. I love the themes in these movies.
Yeah.
It's really great.
And then you must have had so much travel. Did your wife travel around with you during sort of the run of Everything Everywhere? Were you?
Well, she worked on the movie, didn't she? Wasn't
she was the translator.
She was a translator. She was a
that's right.
translator. No, she's always with me. Everything I do, whether it's a movie or a press, she flies with me. So we had to spend a lot of time together, which is great. Yeah, and I feel it's weird. Like I've become so dependent on her. I feel vulnerable if she's not there. And she's also one of the very few that I trust wholeheartedly. She's very straightforward with me. For example, a lot of times on the first week of a set, she'll say, I'll ask her, say, "Hey, how am I doing?" And she'll just say, "You're acting. You're acting. Stop acting. You're not this character yet. I don't see it." And normally it's at the end of the week that she says, "Now I believe you're this character."
That's great.
Because she's always at the monitor watching.
It is very valuable to have that. It is.
Yeah, I always, and it's hard. I always tell people, when I'm on a movie set, I say, just give it to me straight. Like, how am I doing? And people are usually very reluctant to give you the truth.
Yeah.
And then until when you see it, you go, "Oh, I wish I would have done that." Then it's too late. But to have someone like my wife to tell me from the very beginning, and then I can adjust.
It's great. 'Cause, well, I will tell you that at the end of every one of these episodes, Josh calls me after and says, "You were a dud again." I carried it.
Wait, by the way, I love the songs that you sing at the end of the
Isn't he
episodes.
amazing?
Thank
So
you.
good.
But
You're
you
going to get a
do-
song, Key. Isn't that exciting?
Wait, do you do it for every guest?
Yeah, you're
gonna
gonna get a
one.
song.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
so
send it
good.
to
It's
you.
so
We'll send it to
funny.
you.
It's so
Oh,
funny.
Thanks.
And you have
It's
a good
good.
voice.
The anticipation of knowing, well, don't, if you keep being complimentary, I'm going to do your song and you're not going to like it.
There was one, I got very busy, and there was one song where it looked like I was maybe not going to be able to get it done. And Seth was like, I could always throw together a song real quick. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to burn the candle at both ends and I'm going to make sure that this happens. I'm going to do this song. So
Oh no, it's so creative. The lyrics
thank you.
always makes me laugh out loud. I love it. And of course, Seth, I'm still waiting to be on your show.
I know. I can't believe you haven't been on. It's of great offense to me, and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure it happens soon. This has been fantastic. I mean, it really is. Like, it is, I mean, again, everybody said it, but that was such a special movie a few years ago. But again, you're in two of the most special movies in my life, and like the movies I most want to show my kids. I haven't shown them Temple of Doom yet. They're not old enough, but it'll be very fun when that day comes. And before we let you go, Josh is going to ask you our
Wait, we
speed
are
round.
at the end of the show?
Well, there's still time because you'll notice these questions are going to bring up more stuff.
Great. Okay.
Here we go. Speed round. You can only pick one of these. Is your ideal vacation relaxing, adventurous, or educational?
See, I'm leaning toward relaxing and educational because a great trip for me is where I'm very relaxed, but I also get to learn something. But if I were to choose one of those, I would say relaxing. Otherwise, I would need a vacation after a vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call.
Do you feel like you're in line with your wife on that? Does she like the same kind of vacations as you?
Yeah. By the way, I want to ask you guys, when you go on vacation, do you guys have like an itinerary? Like, do you guys pack your day with a lot of stuff to do?
We try not to pack it, but I try to have like a couple things to do with sort of big gaps in between them to be able to sort of decide to do things on the fly where it doesn't throw a whole sort of schedule off.
How about you, Seth?
Well, we have kids, and so it's itinerary based just because, like, if you leave them, if they become idle, they become more irritating. So it's just about, like, saving. We're trying to save ourselves from them by having a very packed day. Also, they anticipate well, so if you tell them what's coming, like, they're ready for it. Have you guys, how often do you go back to Shanghai? Is your mother-in-law still there?
Yeah, we go back to China every year, at least once a year. Not necessarily Shanghai, but Shenzhen.
How long, when you go, how long do you have to go for it to be worth it?
I try to go for at least 2 weeks because it's a long flight. But my wife usually stays there for roughly about a month just to spend time with her mother. She goes back like twice a year.
Got it.
And now when we go, I mean, it's like we keep our schedule we're very chill. You know, there's no schedule. I mean, it's a vacation, and we just decide what we want to do the day of. There's usually no schedule. It's just a lot of like just meeting with old friends, just spending quality time with family. It's all about that. Yeah.
Where is there a place in China that we would be surprised to hear is a great stop to make if you're there?
Oh, there's so many. Beijing is a great stop to just because of how beautiful, how grand everything is. I always love Shanghai. Hong Kong is another wonderful, wonderful place. Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite cities on the planet. I love going. The food is amazing. There's a lot of great place for sightseeing. If you've never been, you should definitely put that on the bucket list.
All right, great.
Back to these. What is your favorite means of transportation?
Car. I like car.
Okay.
If you could take a vacation with any family, alive or dead, real or fictional, other than your own family, what family would you like to take a vacation with?
You know, I've heard you ask this question before, and that's a tough one. It's such a great question.
But it's a hard one.
But,
I'll give you that.
But yeah, it's really hard, but I was thinking about this, and I want to say Walt Disney.
Oh.
Because I want to see the world through his eyes. Mm-hmm. He's created so many incredible characters and brought so much happiness to so many people. I kind of want to be a part of that and see, how he sees things.
You might be able to because he froze his head. So if they ever figure out how to thaw it out,
Is that true?
I think wasn't he one of the people who froze his head?
That's the rumor, is that his head is frozen somewhere, and they're gonna
Bring him back.
If they bring him back, we're gonna let him know that you want to take this trip.
But it's just gonna be you and a head.
Where I carry it around like this.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think?
I wish for a different family.
I think I'm not. I have to check. I think TSA is making you check the heads now. They don't carry them.
If you had to be stranded on a desert island with one member of your family, who would it be?
Oh, that's easy. It's my wife.
Yeah, I got it.
I love her so much. I mean, we spent so much time together, and we still have a lot of things to say. So that's who you want to be with if you're stranded on an island.
That's great. What do you consider your hometown?
Los Angeles.
If you were the head of the Los Angeles Board of Tourism trying to get more families to come visit Los Angeles, how would you pitch that city?
Oh, we have so much going for them. I mean, currently the Dodgers playing the World Series.
Right, there we go.
Theme parks, Universal Studios, Disneyland, Hollywood Boulevard. I mean, the list just goes on. And of course, we have really incredible food. But I would have them first day go to Disneyland. There are a couple of parks there that's great. Go check out all the palm trees. I love them. And the beach.
And the beach.
Malibu.
Yeah,
yes.
It does. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
I'm with you there. And Seth has our final questions here.
Ke, have you been to the Grand Canyon?
Yes, I have. 2 times.
Okay. What was the first time? How old were you?
It was late. It was like I was in my 30s. It's when they, again, I don't know the time, but when they had that skywalk,
Yeah.
bridge, that horseshoe bridge, when that opened, I went, and I thought I was brave enough to walk on it and go around. I didn't even make it past 5 steps. I looked down. I go, holy shit, this is scary as hell. And I walked right back.
Now, I'm wondering, were you unique or were there other people who had maybe thought they were braver than they actually were? Or on the day you were there, were you the only person who doubled back?
No, I was not. I was one of the first group to go see it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of us. And then, of course, there was a lot of people who went, who started walking on. And I just look at all those people on the bridge and I go, oh my gosh, is it going to hold?
Right.
Because it was just, it just had its grand opening. And it wasn't like I was by myself. I was with a bunch of people and I just literally took 5 steps in and I looked down and I can see right to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. And my knees started, getting super weak. And I go back. But also, I love the Grand Canyon. It's so beautiful. But one thing that I never understand is why do people stand right at the very edge and look down?
Yeah.
As you say, there's no railing, right? And then they always walk right up to it. And it freaks me out. My wife tried to do that when we visit. She got pretty close and I said, listen, please don't do it. My knees were already going weak. And I said, if you go to the edge, I'm leaving right now. I was so afraid for her. And then especially when there was like a lot of people too. And they're just all there.
Yeah. I was just in Ireland with my wife and we were on this walk along these cliffs. And they were very steep cliffs and then into the water that, was just pounding these waves into these rocks. And where she was probably was fine, but I was like, can you please just not keep going forward? And she was like, it's fine. And she's not big into heights, but she was confident with it. And I just had to walk away. I was like, I'm going. And like, had she fallen in, there would have been nothing for me to do except for jump in after her and we both perish. But I was so uncomfortable with the notion of her being that close to the edge that I just had to walk away.
I hate it.
I hate it because you never think it would happen to you until it happens to you.
Yeah. Also, grand opening on that skywalk is probably not when I would be most content to be there.
Yeah.
Of the
No,
the Grand
but you know,
Canyon.
if you're not afraid of heights, I mean, it's great. Go check it out. It's really amazing.
I wouldn't want to be there like in the first week. I'd want to know that it's been up for a year.
Yeah.
This many thousands of people have been on it, and it is
Right.
good.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're still with us. And you didn't try to be a hero. This is fantastic. So great talking to you, Ke. What a delight.
Seth, Josh, I love you guys. Thank you for having me, and yeah, I really enjoyed our conversation.
I really hope Josh doesn't blow your song.
I can't wait to hear it, Josh.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll get right on it. And congrats with Zootopia 2. Have so much fun at the premiere in Shanghai.
See you
great.
soon, Ke.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Family trips with the Meyers brothers.